include Helmut Lang, Raf Simons. Next is Anna Wintour. Who is Aimé Leon Dore? The Air Max 1. Hey guys, I'm Sade. Welcome to my channel. You're tuning in to the ABCs of fashion, where I learn about fashion and teach you guys from A through Z. Okay, so first things first, just a little bit of background. I decided to do this new series because I'm getting into fashion. Well, I've been into fashion, like I just wanted to do more research. I have a certificate from FIT and I've taken like fashion history courses, but like I said, I wanted to do more research. I wanted to know more, and just like talking to friends and stuff, figured going through like the ABCs of fashion was like a great idea, so here I am. Okay, so enough talking. Today's agenda is letter A. It's the first letter of the alphabet, and we're gonna go through archive fashion, Anna Wintour, Aimé Leon Dore, and the Air Max 1. So let's get into the video. Okay, note, if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my notes. But yeah, so archive fashion, you may hear archival fashion. What even is it? It's any piece of clothing taken from a designer's past body of work, but in the last few years, it has come to describe specific pieces from historically significant menswear collections. So how is archival fashion different from vintage? An archive piece is usually one of a designer's greatest hits from their best catalog, usually a particularly rare or sought after garment. So yes, it can be vintage, but it's technically more than that. It's something that you are searching and searching for, that everybody knows. It's one of their best hits. It's something that that specific designer is known for, or it's what that collection is known for. So that raises the question of who are some archival designers who are the most sought after. That leaves, there's a huge list, but some of them include Helmut Lang, Raf Simons, Yohji Yamamoto, Maison Margiela, Issey Miyake, Jean-Paul Gaultier, and specifically with like Margiela, like the Tabi boots are something that's considered archive fashion. And I'm not going to go into it right now. We can go into it when I get to later down in the alphabet, but the Tabi specifically has its own significance in fashion, but we'll get to that when I get to like the letter T. Where can you get archival fashion pieces? I think that's like the main question. Even I don't have like the best answer for that, but basically it's searching secondhand stores, online. Some good places to look to start off are Farfetch, Grailed, eBay. A lot of people go to Japanese sellers on eBay because Japan has, it's like a whole facility of old clothes, and they have a wide variety of vintage pieces and a lot of designer. They have a lot of archive houses, so really good place to start. But just basically resellers are your go-to. What makes archive fashion so amazing is just the thrill for the hunt of the piece, knowing that you're looking for something that no one else is gonna have, no one else is gonna be able to find. That's what it's all about, is really just doing your research, learning about it, and becoming obsessed with it, and then being able to find that piece and get it, and knowing you're one of the only people that has it, this piece that has such historical significance in fashion. That is what makes archival fashion what it is. I first got into archival fashion. Not that I have any pieces, but like really learning what it's about. I learned about it, I guess, a couple years ago through a YouTuber. I will link his YouTube below, but his name is Gizmo the Goat. He lives in Japan. I think he just moved back to South Korea, but he loves archival fashion, and that's where I really learned about like who Jill Sander was, Kiko, and things like that. And he introduced me to archival fashion. So if you guys are looking for a YouTuber that's into that and that explores Japan, Tokyo, and Seoul, that's your go-to. Next is Anna Wintour. So who is she? She's been the editor-in-chief of Vogue since 1988. She is the global chief content officer for Condé Nast since 2020. She is the global editorial director at Vogue, and she's also the artistic director at Condé Nast. I'm gonna pause here and we're gonna go over what an artistic director is. Pretty much, the artistic director oversees everything that has to do with art in the organization. So it's a little bit different from the creative director, whereas a creative director handles like the strategy, campaign execution, art direction, just a little bit more involved in like the strategy, I guess. They're very similar, but art is strictly with art and creative is just like a little bit more broader, a little bit outside of art director. So yes, but back to Anna. What is her importance? I'm gonna read a little clip here. During her 25-year tenure at American Vogue, Wintour has spearheaded the editorial practice of featuring celebrities on the cover, taking the title's fashion pages out of the studio and onto the street, and used Condé Nast's flagship title's influence to champion new American designers through the CFDA Vogue Fashion Fund. So that's how we have new designers like Pierre Moss, for example, coming on the scene. He was one of the winners. I think most of you will know her from the Met Gala. And what does she even do at the Met Gala? She is responsible for deciding who's going to be there. So all of your favorites that are there or not there, that's her responsibility. That's what she does. Another clip coming. So specifically dealing with the Met Gala, she oversees both the benefit committee and the guest list, with Vogue staffers helping to assemble the list of invitees. So she's just the head person of the entire thing, from the actual donations and what's happening money-wise, but also what's happening with your favorite celebrities and influencers. She's so important. She was even featured in Balenciaga and The Simpsons collab video. I'll try and insert a little clip here.
We are starting.
Cheap Clancy Wigger.
Terrible, terrible.
Worst model I've ever seen. Oh, I like it.
She likes it. Then I like it.
Then I like it too.
Then I love it. More than you are capable of loving anything.
I love it. I love it.
But pretty much she has everything to do with fashion. She is the person that makes or breaks fashion. So who is Aimé Leon Dore, ALD for short? Everybody's been talking about them. They have really like exploded with their New Balance 550s. Who are they? They're not a who, they are a brand, and the person behind the brand is Teddy Santis. I'm gonna read a quick little about excerpt thingy of who and what ALD is from their homepage, which you can find on their website. I'll link it down below. But ALD is from Queens, New York, with a strong focus on simple yet powerful design. They are driven to create timeless work by portraying an aesthetic that is uniquely their own. So what you're getting from them is a lot of like classic styles. You're getting polo shirts and rugby shirts, windbreakers, Letterman jackets. They're heavily influenced by the 90s as well. It definitely has like a heavy 90s East Coast hip hop feel, but a little bit more modern, but it's still streetwear and it's still classic. Again, like I mentioned earlier, they gained a lot of mainstream popularity on when they came out with the New Balance 550s. I will insert a picture, but it really just gives way to how classic, vintage, if you will, that they are. It immediately feels like 90s East Coast, and I think that's the best way to describe them, especially being that they're from New York. Just like a quick little note tip, they have a cafe in Soho. Their flagship store is on Mulberry Street in Soho, and the cafe is connected. Teddy Santis is Greek, so he still wanted to have a Greek vibe since it definitely influenced his upbringing and his character and who he is today, and you can feel those vibes with the cafe. Just a little tip, the name is Aimé Leon Dore. Aimé is love in French, Leon is an ode to his father, and then Dore is Teddy Santis's name. His name is Theodore, so they just took the last part to get Aimé Leon Dore. So last but not least, we have the Air Max 1. This sneaker was designed by Tinker Hatfield, and he's one of the greatest of all times, and because of that, I will be going more in depth about him when we get to the letter T, because he deserves to be learned about and explored in his own right. But back to the shoe, I'm gonna go over brief history and some inspiration that Hatfield took for the Air Max 1. So the air bubble, which is why it's called the Air Max, it wasn't new. It's not Nike's air technology wasn't new. It was developed by former NASA engineer Frank Rudy, and the air replaced traditional molded EVA soles with gas-filled urethane pouches, which is the bubble that you see in Air Maxes. And Hatfield took the idea to expose the bubble, which again, like I said, it's not a new concept. Nike was using the air bubble, they just never showed it before, and Hatfield came up with this idea, and he's the one that exposed it. And he took his influences from a building called Centre Georges Pompidou. Hope I'm saying that right. I don't speak French, sorry guys, but it's in France. And basically what it is the building that shows all of its functional and structural elements and place them on the outside. So like if you go to like an industrial building and you can see all of the piping and the like everything, it's all exposed. That's what that building is, and that's where he came up with the idea to expose the air bubble. The Air Max 1 was released May 26th in 1987, and you guys are asking me, why is this such a big shoe? Why is it so important? It is the first TV ad for Nike. Not only is it the first TV ad for Nike that the Air Max is featured on, it's the first shoe where you can see some of the inner workings of the shoe. Before that, you had shoes like, I think it was Reebok that came up with the Pump It Up, and it's like a bubble on the tongue to make you jump higher. That is like the far as the extent of like sneaker technology. And so when you were able to see the bouncing in the bubble, it was like mind-blowing. But again, significance, first shoe on a TV ad for Nike's first TV ad ever. I'm gonna like include the clip somewhere shoe that changed shoes forever. It's not the first shoe that changed shoes forever, but it is the shoe that made sneakers what we know them as today. We wouldn't have any of the Air Max collections, right? We have Air Max 1s, we have Air Max 95s, we have, everything has a bubble on it, and that is because of Tinker Hatfield's genius idea to expose what it looks like. And that is why the Air Max 1 is so important and is an iconic shoe. That's it for the video. Thank you for watching the first episode of the ABCs of Fashion. We just got done with the letter A. So I will include all of my sources and any links down below in the description box. Again, thank you for watching. If you want to see more videos, like this video, subscribe, and comment down below what you want to see for the upcoming letters. Next we have B and C, so any suggestions, if you like this video, just leave a comment. Thanks for watching and see you in the next episode.